Some client handling and sales psychology for my dear agents out there, the guys who are every day in the morning, rising when the sun's coming out, and sometimes going to bed way past midnight, chasing the deals, the dreams, getting things done in the best way format so that they can buy their partners that elusive, amazing Birkin and bag, Chanel, Hermes, all the good stuff for themselves. May Allah bless you guys, yeah. I'm just joking, guys. Please don't chase money, okay? It's not the best thing to do, okay? But who am I kidding, right? Okay, this video is for the young guys. The guys who are coming in, right? And the guys who are a little bit frustrated right now. Wallahi, sometimes it takes just like this small little thing to switch something in your brain, and you're like on your way to closing a couple of deals, right? You might be stuck in a rut. A mentor tells you a few things, and then you're like, boom, okay? So I'm going to talk about some client handling and sales psychology today, okay? Specifically, I'm going to talk about why most agents lose clients after the first meeting, how to handle clients who are just looking, but handle them like a pro, the psychology behind buyers' decisions, and also, last but not the least, how to handle and work with difficult clients without losing your mind. So first things first, why most agents lose clients after the first meeting. Now, pay attention. Pay attention. I'm going to tell you something that might actually change the way you do this business. When a buyer or a seller approaches you on that first call or that face-to-face meeting or that chance encounter, there are two people who are playing the qualifying game. If you're a good agent, you're trying to qualify them in a soft way to understand if their need is really genuine, if they really need your service. But guess what? They are also qualifying you. This is a big thing. I did not know this until 2016 when I was in training by one of the premier trainers in Dubai, and she was training us on training materials from one of the biggest companies in the world, okay? And she said, look, on that first call, they are also training you. How many of you agents, raise your hands, actually think like that? That on that first call, while you're trying to endeavor to hook the client, catch the client, bring him in, get him to work with you, buy through you, sell through you, that the client is also qualifying you. He's qualifying your attitude, your personality, your knowledge, your accent sometimes, the way you dress. He's looking at all of those things, right? He's looking at things to say, things that would ask him or allow him to say, no, I don't need to work with him, move on. Get that? Do you get that? Do you get that, right? So here's the big deal now, okay? On that first call, so why do most agents lose clients on that first thing? It's mistakes in communication. You've got to come across with three things on that first interaction. Number one, you've got to be very, very sharp. Know that he's trying to qualify you, so you got to be sharp, okay? There's no such thing as, hi, whoa, what, who are you? No, you're like, Fahd speaking, who's this? Hi, how are you? Good morning. Krishna, whatever the name is of the potential client. You got to be sharp. Number two, you got to be enthusiastic. Come on, man. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing this, right? Because this profession can be hard enough as it is on its own. So if you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing it anyways? Why are you doing it anyways? You shouldn't be doing it. So you got to be sharp as a tack, as Jordan Belfort says, enthusiastic as hell, and knowledgeable. So he's got to feel that he's dealing with an expert. If you've got this down, packed on that first interaction, you will not lose a client, okay? You will not lose a client. Number two, how do you handle clients who are just looking, who are just at the looking stage, okay? First of all, you shouldn't worry about this. I'll tell you why. Look back at your history. If you've made a decision or bought something of decent value, it could be a shirt, a pant, special shoes, a car. Wasn't there a time before you bought that car that you were also just looking? Okay. Let's imagine a sports car, a nice Ferrari, right? There could have been a time when you had some money and you thought, maybe I should now start looking. At that early stage, you might have come across salespeople who were rude, who wanted to meet a quota on that day, wanted to make a sale on that day, and you never went back to them. You probably went back to the guy who was nice to you, who educated you, accepted the fact that you're not a buyer today, and you might be a buyer in the next 2-3 years. And who's to say that you're not a billionaire today and you can buy a collection of Ferraris, right? Right? It's possible. So that guy who comes and is just, I'm not going to use the word kicking tires because that's a negative connotation, but the guy who's just looking, have a no worries attitude. Maybe give him less time, but give him some value to let him remember you. Because when he is ready to buy, he will come back to you. I've had buyers I can tell you, I've had buyers buy after 7 years. 7 years. We were in touch for 7 years and then they bought after 7 years. No problem. That's fine. They just were not ready before that time, right? So 7 years. What's the psychology behind a buyer's decision? Look, you've got to understand their emotions. You've got to understand their risk tolerance. You've got to understand their timing. And you've got to be calm, patient, and comfortable with dealing with them. You're going to have buyers who are going to make a decision, go back, 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 make a decision, go back. It's very normal. Absolutely normal. What you need to do is be patient, calm, understand their risk tolerance, and be generous, and be gentle, and be kind. Okay? Do not push them. Do not push their buttons. Be very, very calm, right? Okay. Last but not the least, dealing with difficult clients without losing your mind. Look, it all comes down to experience, and to grow a little bit of a thick skin, okay? To grow a little bit of a thick skin. If a client's difficult, doesn't mean that you've got to be difficult. And you've got to understand that behind their difficulty could be a fear, could be risk of losing something, could be X number of other things that you don't know today and you will only discover it later. I'll give you an example. I think I met somebody, and I'm talking about 9-10 years ago. He was in a transaction and just the words that were on paper did not sound right. And he flipped and he wouldn't sign. And in fact, he ended up going through with the transaction, buying the property. But something very unique happened. And after a lot of back and forth and me trying to convince him that, look, all's good. Just continue signing the documents. I'll just make sure the paperwork's all completed for you. And he was resisting. And his spouse started also encouraging him and say, like, just do the document. And that's normal, right? Like in a decent relationship, sometimes the spouse or the husband or the wife might cajole, encourage, and push the other person, or might even lose patience with them, right? But I clearly remember, like, he just absolutely went out of character, got very angry, kind of like tore up the form, and he said, look, no, I didn't think he tore up the form. He said, I'll tear it if you push me. And we then said, back off, right? There was something underlying that had happened in his past. I don't remember. I don't even know what that incident was, but he illustrated it, or he elucidated it. And that thing was a burden or a wound within him, right? So when you're dealing with difficult clients, understand them, be calm, and experience will get you to that, right? Okay. Cool, guys. So remember, your clients are trying to qualify you when you are speaking to them, just like you're trying to qualify them. Okay. So always be sharp, enthusiastic, and knowledgeable. If clients are not ready to buy today, still give them adequate information in less time possible to help them, and let them remember you. Let them remember that XYZ, Adam, Rahil, or Abdullah, or Muhammad, or whatever your name is, bless you all, was the guy who helped me when nobody else was really talking to me, okay? Understand the psychology of buyers. Be calm. They need patience. Understand their risk tolerance level. And look, if there's a difficult client, they're difficult for a reason. There is a wound or something behind there. Your experience will help you deal with this, deal with more clients, and you will be good. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and bell icon. Inshallah, I hope that we will launch a mentorship program for agents soon. Put it in the comment section if you liked it.